Hello YouTube, DJC right here. We have so many great news regarding DC today. Let's get started. First, we have some amazing Creature Commandos news. James Gunn and the cast are holding a press conference right now, so we have tons of exciting things to talk about regarding Creature Commandos coming December 5th.
This show fucking rules. Okay? Why start with Creature Commandos?
Because it was written. I had talked to Max about doing something after Peacemaker. We were going to do Peacemaker season 2, of course, and we were like, what about something with animation? I met with Peter Girardi over at Warner Brothers Animation. They're like, let's do something with animation. I'm like, what would I do? And I'm like, well, maybe this Creature Commandos. And I had the ideas for it. I started writing it just completely on my own. Wrote the 7 episodes. And then after I was done, I showed it to Peter and I said, maybe we should do this. And he was like, yeah. And then I got the job as a DC CEO, along with Peter, Cochio. And so then, yeah, we were ready to go.
And for me, it was one quick day, and I did like all my lines like in order. I wasn't working with another person, and so it was just me and James, and I would say a line, and he would say, moving on, or try this, do this. Then again, I wasn't playing a monster, so I'm playing a human, so it's a little bit more practical of a read.
Taking over everything?
Yeah,
what does that mean?
Yeah. I mean, he's everywhere. He's going to be everywhere. Yeah.
He is.
Really? I just made that up.
Well, you know that he is. He's in everything DC.
He is. It's been, I've never had someone tell me something and all that he said is true, except for James Gunn in this business. He called me about Creature Commandos,
yeah.
And then he said, Peacemaker, and then Superman, and I've been on all those sets.
My character's origin story. I've done a lot of animation, but I have not done anything like the origin story that Dr. Phosphorus has. It's like Sean Penn, Mystic River, like level of tragedy. Yeah, it is out there. So it's hanging way out there. So
do you say, is that my daughter?
I did. I did, and they said, cut.
Too much. Is that my daughter?
He's like, you can see it's your daughter. She's right in front of you. And actually, it was my daughter. My wife and my daughter. It's really heart-wrenching.
He also usually doesn't tell you until it's set.
That's the big thing. Right. Like, I didn't tell. I knew, like, he was in every draft of Superman from the beginning. But I didn't tell him until I was absolutely sure that character wasn't going to be cut from the script.
Right.
So that's the big thing. I've learned over the years that you don't write somebody into a script and then you tell them immediately, and then you have to cut them and tell them they're cut. It's hard enough when you cut somebody out of the movie. By the way, Frank, I thought this was the perfect thing to tell you.
That happened to me with Steven Spielberg. Wow, those are good questions. I think what mirrors the kind of Sam Jackson vibe is just that he's integrated into so many of the stories. And like Sam Jackson, who seems to be in every single movie ever made, aside from even Marvel, James has done the same thing, intertwining Rick Flag Sr. in a very cool way, specifically in Peacemaker. Like, I'm a very different kind of Rick Flag in Peacemaker than I am in Creature Commandos. Kind of a little bit more evolved. And that's the same with Sam Jackson. It's the same thing that they did with Sam Jackson. Is he was kind of like the through line for a lot of the movies, or at least the familiar line for a lot of the movies.
3 months before I showed up to start shooting it, he sent me an email in October saying, I've written a spin-off from Suicide Squad with Peacemaker. You're going to be John Economist. And the scripts were done. Like, within a couple weeks, he'd sent me 8 fully written scripts, which really didn't change much.
No, I don't think they've changed almost. Really.
Yeah, the Creature Commander, the Peacemaker scripts haven't changed. No. Yeah, because he's a major role in Peacemaker too. When did I tell you that?
You told me that.
That I pretty much knew was going to happen. There was no way I wasn't going to have you in Peacemaker too, though.
During this, you told me that.
Paired a bunch of us together. So Indira and I worked she was in London and I was in New York, but we got to develop the relationship in the studio with James, and it was really exciting. I mean, she's such a powerhouse. Her as Bride, I just cannot imagine a better union. And we played a lot together, and I learned a lot about Nina through Bride, actually. Even though they're opposites, they share really sad origin stories that I think bond them.
Well, I mean, I think part of my whole existence, I don't know, what can I say? Part of my whole...
You're not fond of.
I'm not fond of him.
With good reason.
He's, in the words of Robert De Niro, he's done some things. He's done some things, and he's got to pay for those things. That's
pretty good.
Done some things. You'll see.
It's a really powerful part of the show thus far. I love that aspect of it. Alan, you have had your fair share of experience playing DC villains. Clayface,
yes.
Joker, Mr.
Right.
Nobody. What is something about those past experiences that came in handy here, but also what is something super unique about Dr. Phosphorus?
The other DC villains that I play are in Harley Quinn, which is very comedic. It's a straight up comedy, whereas this one is a drama that is funny, that has humorous elements within it, but it is action and it's drama and passion. You know, Clayface is a moron. That's the perfect. I think it's a spoiler. I don't think I've been able to. Anyway, I play actually Clayface in this series. So I play Clayface in Harley Quinn, and he sounds like this, and he's an idiot, and he's always like, what's my motivation here? Daddy didn't love me. Yeah, it's that.
Jesus, you are phenomenal.
He's like
I feel like a frog sitting here.
And then in this, Clayface is a killer. We have a huge fight, and he's a homicidal maniac, and it's the same character. That's what's great. That's really cool about DC. I get to play the actual same character two completely different ways, and I like them both. They're it's really nice that James let me play Clayface. I was so happy. I didn't even have to ask. I was going to ask when I saw it in there, and he let me know that I got to.
Well, it was mostly James. I trust him with my whole heart, completely. You know, he writes something that is so layered and so visual, even on writing, that it's easy to adapt.
Yeah.
And when I get to work with him, I swear on my life, that's my real experience. You will let us try different ways of saying things, acting, but it's never going to be like, oh, here's your freedom, do whatever you want to do with it, and just step away. It's going to be always with navigation, which way, which direction, which is going to be working, and really helpful, which is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. With this character, she's nothing like me in real life. Like, she's somebody that is very feminine, knows her femininity, how to use it, what to do with it, quite outspoken, quite layered in a way of knowing how to speak differently with different people, and unpredictable. Yeah. With me, whatever goes through my mind goes straight out of my mouth.
That is true.
So,
I appreciate that. That's cool.
But yeah, and we build it. I'm building everything because he knows how to build it over me.
Ben doesn't mess with characters. Never has. I love it.
Do it.
Nice.
Well, bringing that up, James has said that in his DC universe, he wants the same actor to play the same character, no matter the medium. So for everybody who has not played their character in live action form yet, or is maybe doing so now, sorry, Steve, you've already done this, can you tell me a specific part of your Creature Commandos character that you would be most eager to play with in live action form?
I mean, the veterans told me I shouldn't look forward to this. But Nina, the way that she eats is she puts food through a chute in her collar, and then the food goes into the water tank helmet, bubbles, and she pulls the. That's how she
Like
eats.
a fish.
Yeah, like a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long day of shooting in live action. I can
Yeah,
tell you
yeah.
that much.
As a newbie, it sounds really fun. I think the first time would be really fun.
Well, I played Weasel live action, so I would be
Yeah.
reprising, and I guess G.I. Robot. I guess the same thing. Most fun part will be putting on that suit with the balls and the lights and the colored bars and things like that.
I'd look forward to the Mystic River origin story prior to his, because it's terrible, and I'd love to do that.
It's really grim.
Yeah, it's grim. It's awful.
Why do we love to do that, though? Right? Why do we
Yeah.
love to do that?
Sickos.
Yeah.
Is that my dog?
Yeah.
Is that...
I think like I have those as an actor. I have that same level of emotion about why are you in the left lane and you're not turning left. So I can apply that to my wife and daughter being killed in front of me.
Oh my God.
I have an operatic life.
I mean, I would love to see Ilana real live action. We'll see about this because she's not like she's original character that James has written. She's not a part of Creature Commandos team. So I don't know how this will work itself.
Well,
but she
I'll tell
is
you
a
how.
layered character. So so we don't know. I don't know what's gonna be her journey. Like she has been just a newborn. No, I haven't made sexual noises all day long at all.
I just, it's something I do. It's weird. My kids really complain, but I
I do have the best video because we recorded them, having on screen, having sex together, and I have it on. I was on Zoom, but I videotaped them on Zoom. Because I had to turn on my mute because I couldn't stop laughing, and they're making out with their hands, and they're like, oh no.
come to discover. That's now the only way I want to have.
You imprinted on that moment, so that now the only
My
way
brain is
you can be
really-
excited
yes,
is
is
by
with my
your
hand.
own
Yeah.
fist.
I wasn't sure if I was going to ask that one, but I'm so glad I did. Which episode is everybody most looking forward of the 7 to audiences seeing?
It was so long ago that we laid it down. I'm kind of lost a little bit, and I've seen the first 4.
Same.
Okay.
You saw 5. I
saw 5.
So you guys haven't even seen 5.
No.
5 was a big one. Well,
Yeah.
5 is a big one. Yeah.
Yeah. For him too, or
No, for you.
Frankenstein.
For you and Frankenstein.
yeah, it's good. It's really good though. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, but
he. By the way, I don't know where Harbor is.
He's going to be here later.
He's got a drug problem. He's probably on the pier somewhere.
pier.
But that guy, we
That's not true. Just so people know.
That's not true. He's not at the pier.
But he does have a drug
Yeah,
problem.
he's got somebody. It was not true. He's got somebody who makes his drug runs for him.
He would never go to the
No,
pier.
he'd never go by himself. He might be recognized from strangers.
He's volunteering at a soup kitchen.
Yeah.
No, but that guy, I'm going to tell you, we were in the booth, at the same time, and this doesn't happen often, but when he was doing his thing, I was like feeling, what am I doing? I'm not. This guy's amazing at what he's doing, like how he's created this Frankenstein. I was like, I'm a fraud. He was that good.
He's great.
You know what I mean? And so when I saw the episodes with him, I was like, and you too,
Well, I was
it's
just
so
going to say
different
that
because
I
I
was
know
feeling
you.
the same way about you because when we did a session together, James put us together, and I was listening to him, and I was like, "Oh God, I'm set for failure here."
That's
He's
how I
exceptional.
felt. That's how I felt. Because you're not acting in front of somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're listening. It's a very interesting thing as an actor, and I'm like, oh, this guy really knows what he's doing. I mean, wow. you know. And Alan too. They changed their voices so much.
Well, Alan is like he can do
Right?
anything
I know.
with his voice. He's like that's his thing,
I
you know.
know it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
but they're
when
all great.
But
Everybody.
when there's a symbiosis. Like when it comes together, somehow it really works.
Phenomenal.
I'm amazed by the whole process.
All right.
Like just 2 years ago.
I think there's a.
You can say it if you want.
It's whatever.
I got ideas. I see the paths certain things are heading down. I will honestly and wholeheartedly tell you right now, after watching 5 episodes, I love it. It's hugely entertaining, super creative. The detail is through the roof, and it also has that quintessential James Gunn heart that keeps me coming back to all of his projects. So thank you for sharing some of your experience making Creature Commandos with us.
Thank you. Thanks for loving it.
I just can't wait to see this series, and also can't wait for our new DC year to start right away. And Frank Grillo will give us some information about upcoming Superman. Please listen.
I've been waiting and waiting for DC to make another Superman. I'm over the fucking moon that it's James Gunn. What the hell was it like getting to step on set in a Superman movie? Because I know you must love the character like I love the character.
I do, and it's been, I think, I wasn't a superhero kid. I wasn't a comic book kid, but the one superhero, and I'm talking about from the TV show, the original TV show, was Superman. And to me, he's the ultimate and only superhero, second to maybe no one. And a long distance from that is Batman. Right. And those are the two comics. Those are the two superheroes I grew up with. But to step on set and to know Gunn was at the helm, even in the capacity that I was working, was a gift. And I'll tell you something. I hope I don't get in trouble for this. I got a sneak peek at the little bit of the trailer, and I'm not joking, and I'm not blowing this out of proportion. My skin was hot, and I had goosebumps. That's how great it is. And so I think, by the way, this kid David is going to be a superstar. And he's amazing, as is the rest of the cast in the film, and just James' take on it. I think it's going to be the movie.
That's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. I'll see you soon. Thank you. Peace.
When Henry Cavill auditioned for Man of Steel, he wore a replica of Christopher Reeve's original Superman suit. It was a bit tight, but he pulled it off so well that director Zack Snyder said, "If you can look good in this, you're in." Cavill pushed himself to do most of his own stunts, training hard to match Superman's physique. He wanted everything, from flying to fight scenes, to feel real. In Batman v Superman, for the scene where Superman pulls a ship through ice, Cavill even tugged a heavy object to make his movements look authentic, adding to his believable portrayal of the hero.